Hey, sofrito lovers, this is Ben Ramos bringing you another mukbang from my palatial home here in the Northwest Bronx. The Bronx is a home of hip hop and salsa. I am in my bedroom. Remember back in the day, OG subscribers, when I used to do all of my mukbangs in this bedroom? I moved from the living room because my partner is in the living room. He's eating and he's been sick and he's been kind of hanging out in the living room, and I wanted to film and he didn't really want to move, and I said, okay, let me come over here and film, because you know, when you love people you have to compromise no matter how fucking annoying they are. I love you. So I am bringing you just a typical cheeseburger from the hood, some cheeseburgers and some fries. It doesn't get any more basic than this. Burger patty, cheese, lettuce, tomato. I asked for onions, but I didn't get the onions. And I put in a couple of french fries in there. It just strikes me right now. They didn't give me one of those pickles either. Oh man, that would have been great. Classic burger and fries. Whenever I assemble the deluxe burgers, I like to put some fries in the burger too. Got some fries right here. They used to be crispy. Esta monga. Super monga. Monga means like soggy. You guys know what it's like. You order online. They get here when they get here, and it's rarely ever crisp. But between you and I, sometimes my favorite fries are the soggy fries. So frito lovers, I hope you guys are doing well. My first mukbang of February. Hey, give me some credit. Give me some credit. There were about 5 Wednesdays in January, and you got a mukbang, 5 of them in January, 5 Wednesdays in a row. And now I'm doing the first Wednesday in February. Give me some props. I might be turning over a new leaf. I might become consistently consistent as opposed to my consistently inconsistency. So frito lovers, the burger is from Kennedy Fried Chicken. Yes, you heard. Oh, wrong. What am I saying? It's not from Kennedy Fried Chicken, guys. It's from a local diner that David and I go to when we want like good diner food. It's called New Capital on Jerome Avenue, within walking distance of here. But this time we didn't go and get it. You know, it was brought to us. I think we did Seamless or Grubhub. Pero this format is taking me back. I have not done a mukbang in my bedroom in the longest time. Having to hold the plate up here. Again, he's sick. He's in there. He didn't want to move. He's eating. Love is about compromise. And that's basically like the mukbang for the mukbang topic of the week. Is being in relationships, which are not easy. It is not easy to be living with or in a relationship with someone who's very different than you. And just because it's not easy, it doesn't mean that it's negative. It's just simply not easy. And we all know that. How many of us grew up with our parents or with siblings? Being surrounded by a lot of people that are different from you is not the most pleasant experience. Let's be real. I love my family now, but after my childhood, when I started reaching adolescence and it was time to go to college, I could not fly out of that apartment fast enough. Yeah. And I love my family, but I do not want to be exposed to them all the time. Love them though. Love them. But when you live with your partner, You have to learn to make, compromise. God, compromise is so hard. But sometimes you do have to put up another person's need ahead of your own. It's just part of the whole deal. You can't be selfish all the time. Not that being selfish is bad. We have to normalize the fact that sometimes we do have to think about ourselves and put ourselves first. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're taught through culture, through religion, that selfishness is wrong. But selfishness is a normal part of the human psyche. Selfishness is one of those things that keeps us alive and keeps us going. It is okay to put ourselves ahead of other people sometimes. It's when you do it all the time and you lose empathy for people that then it becomes a problem. When you lose sympathy and empathy and think that your needs have to always be met and come first, that's when selfishness goes to a whole nother level. But it's okay to be selfish. And then sometimes in relationships, you have to put yourself first. And it's not just in romantic relationships, in parental relationships, in platonic relationships, in friendly relationships. Sometimes it's got to be a little bit, you've got to focus on you. Because nobody else is going to focus on you better than you. And it's okay. But again, being in relationships, especially romantic ones, is not easy. And living with people can be hard. Living with people can be hard. Sharing space can be hard. And it's okay. As someone who's in a relationship with another person who, because of their career, often has to go away for long periods of time, any newbies to the channel, my partner David, my fiance David, is a musical theater actor. And sometimes if he gets a gig in Omaha, Nebraska for 7 weeks, he's got to go. If he gets a gig in Alaska, in Anchorage, Alaska for 2 months, he's got to go. And I, of course, don't travel with him. Quick note, it's really interesting how in his world, there's not a lot of accommodations made for partners. So it's like your husband or your wife or your significant other of any gender is hired, then the expectation is that individual then goes away. There's never any like, oh, let's make accommodations for my spouse to come with. That doesn't exist. So when David has to go away on tour or for a regional production, I stay back in New York. Of course, I have my own life, career, family, friends. Of course, I'm not going to go with him, but there's really no option to go with him, which I find really interesting. But I digress. I love him. And when he's got to go away, it's hard. When your significant other that you love very much, who spend, a lot of your free time with and who you live with and who you're used to seeing every day, goes away for long periods of time, it's rough. He goes away. We miss each other. But then we do get accustomed to not being around each other. And then when the job is over and it's time for him to come back to New York, there is a little bit of an adjustment. You got to be like, oh, you're here now. Every day. And it's great. And it's wonderful, but it is an adjustment. And sometimes adjusting to someone being back takes longer than adjusting to them being away. So, it's living with someone and being in a relationship and living with them it's a lot. A lot of wonderful things. a lot of sometimes it's annoying. You know, you got to look at things from all sides. It can be a lot. Sharing space is never easy. But it's better to have someone. And I'm thinking so much about relationships because, you know, February is Valentine's Day. And people talk about love a lot. And they talk about breakups a lot. Did you know that there's a statistic that says a lot of people break up and start divorces around Valentine's Day? I learned that statistic today. It's so interesting how Valentine's Day gets certain people in that mode of like, I don't want to be with you anymore. This marriage is over. Which of course is an interesting balance and contrast to, you know, the whole month of love and Valentine's Day. And, you know, tell the person you love the most how much you show them how much you love them. Which, if anything, should be Valentine's Day every day. Corny, stupid, cliche as it is, yeah, there is a kernel of truth in it. Every day should be Thanksgiving. I agree. Every day should be Thanksgiving. Every day should be Valentine's Day. I know, right? It's so disgusting when people say that. I just want to slap them in the face. But you know, I'm very grateful to have my bear. I love him. He's been home for a few months now. It's been wonderful. But he is going to be heading out soon. He's probably going to be going to California for a short period of time to deal with friends and family and stuff like that. But I've been lucky. I've had him for a really great stretch. He was here for Thanksgiving. He was here for Christmas and my birthday and New Year's. He's going to be here for Valentine's Day. So it's great. I've had him for a stretch. But he's got business to deal with. And I'll be alone for a few weeks. He's not going on a gig or anything. He's just going to go see family and deal with some family business. And he'll probably be gone for a few weeks. But again, I've had him here for a good stretch. So he still has to go do his thing. But I get to have him for Valentine's Day. I had him from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day with me. So we really don't have anything planned just yet. We're lucky that it's on a Friday. And it's a pay Friday for me. So I'm like, woohoo! You know, let's go whoop it up a little bit. Let's go have dinner somewhere nice. And let's go see a movie or go do something. It is still so freaking cold in New York City right now. Hopefully on Valentine's Day, it won't be so intensely cold so that we can go out and enjoy walking around at night. You know, I'm going to have to do everything after work. And, you know, here in New York City, the sun sets and it feels like, you know, the temperature drops. The sun sets, it goes down, and the temperature goes down with it. What are your Valentine's Day plans? What are you doing? Comment below. What are you doing? How many of you are single and still celebrate Valentine's Day, but you do something special with someone like a friend or a family member or something? I used to do those too when I was single. There used to be a lot of like friends Valentines and all that. I remember one year I went to something that they were calling the Lonely Hearts Club event, where it was like people who are alone, habitually alone for Valentine's Day, get together and hang out and maybe make a love connection. I challenged myself many years ago when I was single to do that. And I had fun. I didn't meet anyone that was a potential suitor, and I didn't meet anyone that became really any type of close friend, but it was a really great night, and I did meet some interesting people. But you know how it is sometimes with those events. It was very We meet that night. Maybe we'll exchange social media or numbers, and maybe I'll text. Maybe I didn't. I never followed up with any texts. I didn't text any one of the people that I met that I thought was cool, and they never texted me. But it was a great night. It served its purpose. It was something like a Lonely Hearts or Single-Hearted something. It was, I forgot. It was all that stuff you did when you're single in the city. Bazillions of people in this city, and dating is still very hard. So when I met this man that I'm with right now and realized that he was a keeper, I was so happy. I was like, hallelujah. I don't have to do stuff like this anymore. I was not one of those people that enjoyed dating. There are a lot of people who are like, love dating. Dating is fun. It's great. I enjoyed dating for an extremely short period of time, and then I was over it. Funny enough, I met David at the end of a period of time of me dating where I was already feeling like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done with dating for the year. And then I met David. If I had quit sooner, I probably would never have met him. Kind of interesting, right? Listen, Sofrito lovers, just talking about love and being in a wonderful relationship. I'm very lucky. Nothing is perfect. Do we argue? Yes. Do we get on each other's nerves? Hell yeah. Am I easy to live with? No. Is he easy to live with? Oh, hell no. Well, we make it work because we love each other and we communicate. And I think our age is a wonderful factor as well. David and I have been together almost 13 years, 14 in about 2 months, and we've never broken up. And it's interesting because I work with a lot of people in their 20s and young people who are in these relationships that are constantly evolving and changing. And I broke up with her this week, and I broke up with him that week. And he and I are separated for right now, and she and I are getting back together after being separated for a few weeks. So many of these young people go through these yo-yo, ring around the rosy type of relationships where there's constantly drama and constant hostility and constant ups and downs. David and I met 14 years ago, so we were a lot older. We were a lot older than our 20s. We were a lot already grown. We were a lot more mature, we had both been around the block a few times. So getting together when you're older, there's less drama and less nonsense, better communication, and a better way to focus, an enhanced, focality, and an enhanced sense of self and understanding. These 20-year-olds break up with each other every 5 minutes because they barely know who they are. How can you build a relationship with someone in a life when you barely know each other? Because you barely know who you are. David and I were already older than our 20s. So when we met, we never had that massive amount of drama. Amazing to say that two queer men were not that dramatic. But I think that's a fact. And also our personalities. We're both good communicators. We both, were able to learn compromise and all that. There was a lot of therapy between the two of us. And I don't mean that we were in therapy together. I'm talking about he's done a lot of therapy in his life, and so have I. So we both had a lot of therapy in our background. So we were both good at communicating and, being real with each other. Listen, I'm going to finish this off camera. Just rambling about love and Valentine's Day and relationships. I hope whatever you were having for dinner was wonderful. I'm going to finish this little minute amount. I'm going to get more fries from the plate where the fries came from. Listen, sofrito lovers, go out there. Go taste for yourself. Go have some culinary adventures. Be patient. Love is out there. Embrace it. Listen, talk, and always love each other. Sofrito lovers, como siempre, con mucho, mucho amor.